Friend, I want to tell you about someone I left behind a long time ago. She was young, tender, she was full of everything. And yet, somewhere along the way, even during a time that I didn't even fully understand, she learned that it wasn't safe to be seen. So she made herself small. She got quiet. She learned to live behind every single thing that she could build so that she would never be seen again. And friend, that little girl was me. And recently I was able to pinpoint the time that it actually happened. And I went back for her. And when I did, I held her hand, I looked in her eyes, and I told her, we are safe now, and we are never hiding again. So, friend, if you have been dealing with a fear that you are finally ready to face, let's get into it. It's interesting how you learn lessons as a little girl, and those lessons end up shaping your beliefs. And then, next thing you know, you've built this whole life around this set of beliefs that you had in childhood, but you're not a child anymore. Now you are a full grown woman living this life that you're living. And you might even be looking around and completely amazed at what you've built. Or you're looking around and thinking, this doesn't even feel like me. I don't even understand how I got to this point living this life because it's not even really what I wanted. And friend, no shade and no shame, because how often do we really look at our beliefs? How often do we even evaluate whether or not we still think that it's true? Or even deeper, if it's even supporting us or serving us in some way, or even more deep, in a way that you really want. So, friend, doing this weekly YouTube reflections, friend, it has had me hemmed up with these realizations, okay? Because I really was able to pinpoint the time in my life that I really learned as a little girl that it just wasn't safe to be seen. And throughout my life, it's been showing its face. It showed up in the rooms that I would be shrinking in, even when I belonged in those rooms. It showed up in my relationship choices. It showed up in essentially every aspect of my life. And I had built up so many things. And, when you've built up a lot of success, it's easy to look like you have it all figured out and everything is all pulled together. But behind that are your fears, your doubts, your insecurities. And sometimes those are the very things driving the life that you're living. And that really isn't what should be behind the wheel. So, friend, I really want to ask you, what is it that has really been holding you back? And can you pinpoint the time in your life that you realized this fear was real and it became the thing that was constantly holding you back or shaping a life that you never really intended to live? So, friend, as I've been doing this work and realizing that my little girl just needed me, as I've been realizing that and journaling and being in prayer and meditation, all of these things have been super helpful for me. And I want to invite you, especially in terms of this topic. I am a coach, and as a coach, I'm always looking for the things that we're dealing with and facing and how we can move those things forward. My focus is always forward focused, but I recognize that for everyone, especially when we start talking about your little girl, I recognize that you may have something that is deeper that you can't just pick up and make some assessments, have some awareness, have some breakthroughs, and be ready to plow forward. Some things are deeply rooted, and some things do require further and deeper attention. So, if you are feeling like there are things from your childhood or things that your little girl experienced and you really need to work through those things, I highly recommend seeking a therapist for that level of the deep work. Because with a therapist, they have a different focus, they have a different skill set to help you really work through those things if that's what you feel like you need to do. And listen, I have clients who have a therapist and me as their coach, okay? So I just want to invite you to think about the support that you need as you do your work. There is no shade and no shame in having a support team. You know, when you look at athletes, for example, they have several coaches. Have you ever watched an NBA game and you see the coaching staff? Yes, we know the head coach, right? But they have a whole team of people who work on different positions, different conditioning. Like they have people that have very specialized focus in very different areas, but collectively, they are one team, one band, one sound. I'm sorry, I can't nothing be too serious with me, okay? This could be a little heavy topic, so we gotta have some laughter. We gotta lighten it up. You know what I mean? We can still have fun while we do this work, even through the heavy moments, okay? Anywho, like I was saying, just like a basketball team, they have a coaching team. Friend, you are allowed to have a committee of support. It's just like if you were going to go to the doctor. You might work with a primary care doctor, but there are other specialties that may also coordinate with that primary care doctor. It is all the same thing, friend. So I don't want you at this day and age to be living underneath these ideas that are just outdated, that you can't have a therapist and a coach at the same time. Friend, you can have anything that you want, okay? But I'm saying all of that to say, whatever support it is that you feel like you need, go ahead and pull that committee together, friend, okay? Just like a business has a board of directors, friend, your business is your life, okay? So don't feel any type of way about having the support and the team that you need to live the successful, happy, fulfilled, whole life that you really want. Excuse me. Whew, sorry. That sneeze has been coming on for I don't know how long, friend, and we just had to let it ride, okay? So pardon me. Excuse moi. And I'm going to leave it in because this is a real moment, okay? And we do real things around here. So, and if you said bless you, then I want to say thank you. Okay. But, friend, do not hesitate for 1 second to have all of the support that you need. Okay. You create whatever support, you create your village, you create what you need. Okay. Okay. So, as I've been doing this little girl work, I realized I had to go back and get my girl. I had to let her know that we are safe and we are not hiding anymore. Friend, I have felt this huge weight lifted off of me. And showing up now on these videos, actually, I am 2 days away from hitting 30 days straight. Okay. Give it up. That's right. That's right. Get it, girl. Friend, we always celebrate, okay? Even if it's just a little mini celebration, always celebrate your wins. Normalize celebrating yourself on a regular basis because who else is going to do it for you, friend? No one will do it the way that you will, okay? Okay. So, as I've been doing this little girl work and I had to go back and get my girl, when I looked her in the eyes and held her hand and told her, we are safe, we are not hiding anymore, friend, true shift. I have been feeling amazing making these videos. It has been, I can't even describe to you in words how easy and natural this feels to me at this particular point. It is absolutely incredible how I've literally spent almost all of my life with this fear. And now it is non existent. Okay? The work works, friend. Okay? And it'll work for you too. So, again, don't be afraid to name what that fear is. Don't be afraid to look that fear in the eyes. And don't be afraid to go back and get little you and remind her that you got her. Okay? Okay. Now, friend, the beauty of this is something that I really realized is that so often we are waiting for other people to apologize. We are waiting for other people to right the wrongs that they did to us. And friend, sometimes that will have you just waiting forever for many reasons because people are on their own journey. And just because they did you wrong doesn't mean that they think they did you wrong, okay? And what I learned just journaling about this is that I don't need anyone else to be a part of this process. I realized I needed to forgive me because I created this belief as a little girl and I carried it forward because that's what I knew. And I never thought to question it. And so I needed to forgive myself for making the decisions that little me made. But little me was doing the best that she could and the best that she knew how to do. So I needed her to know that I forgive her and I forgive me. And I needed to forgive people who were involved. And that has just given me so much relief. I don't need anything from anyone. I don't need anyone to stand up and take accountability. I'm taking accountability. I'm taking the ownership of what I needed to for me so that I can move forward. So, friend, I just want to encourage you if you are waiting for somebody to make amends or take accountability and ownership, you have to recognize people are on their own journey and they may or may not ever be able to do that for you. So, this is where it's important to be able to do that for yourself and know that you can still have that sense of relief and peace that you would even if you were gaining all of that in the accountability that someone else took. What it really taught me, friend, is that it isn't that I was looking for a safe place in other people. It made me realize that maybe this whole entire time, I was really just waiting for me to realize I am my safe place. And it's been me all along. So, friend, maybe this really isn't about what someone else did or didn't do. Maybe this isn't about anyone else at all. Maybe it's also just about you realizing that You are your safe place. You always have been. It's just now you can realize that and own it for yourself. And there are a few things that I want to really read to you from my journal because these were just some of my favorite entries right here. I made a new commitment to myself. My new commitment is I am now choosing to live more years being seen than I did from in the fear of hiding from it. Friend, who am I? Who's that girl? Okay. And another thing that I wrote down, and I think this is really for us, reclaiming your power doesn't happen all at once, but it does happen the moment you decide. Fear no longer gets to drive your life. Friend, how long has it been? Has it been almost all your life like it was for me? Has it been the last 5 years, 10 years, maybe more? How long has fear been able to drive your life? How long has it been the one deciding your decisions? How long has it been the one helping you to shrink or live behind the fear? How long, friend? And now you get to be in this beautiful space where you reclaim your power and you get to someday be the one standing looking back. Ooh, that brings me to another. Oh, let me tell you this one. This was so good. Okay, let me find it. Okay. Ooh, this is good. Okay. This is so good, friend. I got to tell you what I said verbatim. Okay. All right. I said, one day you'll look back and realize you spent more years standing faithfully in your power than you ever did hiding in the fear of it. Friend, that's good. Let's talk about revelation, friend. Oh, that's a bar. But seriously, friend, I am saying all of this to say to you, um, I'm sorry. I just had another invasive thought. And I don't know if this is for you, but let me just say this before I get into my other thought. It's invasive up in here. Okay. I know that sometimes we like to think, if only I knew this sooner. Where was this 5 years ago, 20 years ago? I wish I would have known it sooner. And friend, I just want to remind you, even your healing, all of it happens in divine timing. I could sit here right now and I could go on and on for days about why this fear had to take over dang near my whole life. And if only I had known back in the day when I was coming up as a kid, like, sure, but that's not your journey. This, this is your journey. Everything that you learn in the moments that you learn it, in the moments that it resonates with you and it unlocks a brand new chapter for you, it unlocks a brand new era for you, friend. That is divine timing. It is perfectly on time. You're never late to your own life. So don't believe the lies when it pops into your head and it starts trying to convince you, oh, your life would be so different if only you knew this way back then. That is not necessarily true. But the fact that you knew it when you did, that's divine, friend. There's no mistake in that. So none of that, okay? We are leaving that behind because those ideas are just not true. They're absolutely false. You learn when your soul is ready to actually learn that lesson. There were things that had to line up in order for you to be ready for you to really receive it. So I don't know if that's for you, but it was the invasive thought coming in and I had to let it out. Okay. So let me get back on track now. So, friend, if you were like me and you were realizing that your little girl needed you to come back for her, then, friend, I invite you to grab her hand, look her in the eyes, and tell her, we are no longer afraid. We got each other. You got me, and I got us. Okay, friend? And listen, we are in this all the way together, okay? So I want you to journal about this. And let me see. Let me go find my journal prompt for you, friend. Okay, friend, let me give you this journal prompt. Now, I want you to insert what your particular fear is. I'm going to insert mine for the fear of being seen, just so that way you have the full prompt. But if your fear is different, if it's something other than being seen, then feel free to insert whatever your fear is in there. Okay? All right, here's the prompt. When was the first time you learned that being seen wasn't safe? So, whatever your fear is, friend, put that in there and spend a little time journaling about that and see what all unfolds and do it with so much grace and so much love, not just for you, but also little you. Okay? Ooh, friend. Ooh, I love this episode. I'm telling you, I really hope that you love these videos just as much as I love making them for you. Okay? And I want us to connect more in the comments. So let me give you something to fill in the blank, okay? Go to the comments and fill this in. The little girl in me needed to hear. And tell me what she needed to hear, friend. Yes, we are healing together. We are thriving together, friend. We are doing it all up in here together, okay? Now, make sure that you head over to the comments and fill in that blank. I can't wait to just support you there and give you a bunch of big virtual hugs. Okay? Okay. And this has been so much fun. I hope that you loved my heart connecting to yours just as much as I have loved every single second of it. Now, friend, listen, I love myself so much. I don't play about me. And if you hang around me long enough, you won't play about you either. Okay, friend? I love you so much, and I'll see you tomorrow in the next video.